Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're going to go back into our game with L.A. Ulm in The Sound and the Fury. It is turn 56, and while not much has happened in terms of game time, maybe, I guess the scheduled time between the last episode and this one, quite a large amount of time has passed in recording time, as in, it's been like 2 months since I recorded the last episode. So I am actually way farther ahead in the game now. I'd kind of taken a little breather from recording on this particular one because I was recording some other stuff. And anyway, I'm coming back to make sure I get it all. The game is still not ended yet, so it is not my future self that knows how this turns out. But it is a little bit farther forward, so there might be a little change in some parts of the narrative. So a message from Aretha. I got... it worked out. I got some magic items out of them. So I guess that's cool. Anyways, with them gone, I'm moving out. Okay. My Astral dude has empowered himself in Astral. So he is now Astral 4, right? So if you recall, the Astral random, if you get one of these guys, they're Astral 3. And then if you empower them up, you get to the very important Astral 4. With Astral 4 in a Dimensional Rod, you can get up to Astral 8. So that's... when you're playing against Lemuria, there's a decent chance things go very late, and if they go very late, Arcane Nexus is going to be my my fallback, so I'm going ahead and getting ready for that. And this will also allow me to do Rings of Sorcery and whatnot, which will help me with my rather pathetic path access. Okay, and some important things before we just go through the turn. We can see that Aretha has pulled out. He's right here. Abyssia is still sieging this down. And yeah, okay. So also this guy, if you remember, I was empowering myself. I'm empowering myself. I'm strong. No, we are empowering vampires. Vampires are one of the few units that are semi-safe to empower. They're a little less safe when you're fighting Lemuria because they have control undead. But anyway, on all their priests, and even, like, I lost the... you can lose commanders permanently, even fighting PD, if they get too close to the Acolytes, who can... or any H1, they can cast Control Undead as one of their holy spells. So anyway, but in general, immortal units are kind of okay to empower if it's a useful thing. So we've empowered in air. This guy is also empowered in blood. And the reason is we need to make a lot of the blood boosting items, and my pretender... Wait, where the hell are you? My pretender's only blood 4. Wait, do I have any of these? No, I don't. Okay, so we're gonna get all the blood boosters, right? So, I could have actually made the other one, which is, this one first, and then I could have given it to my pretender. But we need to make some of these, which is one of the important blood boosters. You need to be blood 5. This one you also need to be blood 5. This one has better... and like it gives you good stats too, and it's a kind of decent piece of armor. This one's the same cost and doesn't really give you anything except the blood, so I went ahead and made this one first. Downside though is you can't put this in a miscellaneous slot, which will be important for my pretender, but we need to make both so that we can start doing some cool blood stuff. Yeah, so let's just go through the turn now real quick. Okay, Voice of Apsu didn't find anything. Dire Portent. Okay, I think this is... Earthblood Deepwell, yeah. From Aretha. So that's actually kind of annoying. Oh wait, no. Wait, what is this? Yeah, oh, so he put it back up. Yeah, I think he had it up before, right? And then he's putting it back up after I took it down. We cast Horrors, we killed his PD. This is, yeah. As you can see, Horrors are very effective against light PD. If you do enough PD, Summon Lesser Horror will generally not kill them. Because you can see they took some damage here. Like that's at 3 HP, 13, 8. And they start off with 16. So if there were like 8 or 9 more PD, they probably would have killed them. But then you can summon 2 of them and then you have a decent chance. Anyway, so you can see it was pretty close because this was kind of a lot of PD, but we killed them. Yeah. So as well, that's a good battle. I got some yawns right now. Okay, so this is a pretty damn good Utgardian army. We've got living statues, which are a very good front line. We've got these guys on the flanks, which are even better. These guys in the front, which are probably going to die to evocations, etc. A very good communion. These guys are great. I kind of want to play Utgard. These guys are some of the most versatile communion mages. Death Astral is such a strong crosspath. There's so much cool stuff you can do with it, and then throwing in nature really adds a ton of versatility, just because you can do things like Elemental Fortitude, which will make all of your slaves, and then if you cast it with your masters, all of your masters, they will have all the elemental resistances, which is pretty good if they want to survive in the back line. And then if you're just holding out a fort, there's a ton of stuff you can do. You can do growth, which makes these guys bigger. You can do personal regeneration, which will make all your slaves regenerate. You can cast relief, which will give your slaves reinvigoration. There's just so much you can do. You can do Howl if you're doing some kind of crazy last-ditch effort. Like Howl plus Skelly Spam, you can have 6 of these guys pretty reliably hold out against, a medium-sized non-flying army. Anyway, pretty cool nation, and largely due just to these guys, and everything else is kind of cool, but what they're doing is they're hooking them up to the Scrati, which are the big communion slave batteries, since they have a ton of HP. And really, normally you kind of think of communion slaves as being their fatigue being a battery, but in this case, their HP is. It looks like this guy on retreat actually did function as a little decoy, which is odd. Okay, so let's take a look at the enchantments that have gone up so far. Light of the Northern Star, Relief. Oh, sorry, I've got the yawns real bad. Grip of Winter and Rigor Mortis. And it looks like there was some Wind of Death getting cast, because I see Decay on a lot of these guys. So, anyway, Wind of Death. We've got Nether Darts coming out. He summoned a Fire Elemental, which is kind of like, because it's just gonna burn these guys. And I think that's about it for the battlefield enchantments. Let's see what these guys have. They don't seem to have been buffed with much. Yeah, their attack hasn't even really been buffed. So I think Lemuria is basically hoping these guys tire the Utgard guys out, and then they're going to be reinforced by skeletons, which seems to be mostly what these guys are casting, and I think he's going to hope the battle times out with the combination of Grip of Winter and Rigor Mortis. And then doing a Wind of Death or 2 will probably inflict some attrition, especially on these guys, which don't have particularly great MR. I don't know if he got it off before. It looks like he got it off before Anti-Magic went off. Usually it's worth it to have Anti-Magic go off like before you do your communion and stuff if you're worried about Wind of Death, so. Yeah. So, if you're watching this, who is your money on? Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you think? Lemuria with the fatigue play? Or Utgard with a much stronger front line, but they've got relief up on their side, which is going to be pretty helpful against the fatigue play. But there's a lot of Lemurians here. Just looking at it, this is pretty tough. Let's take a look. My money is going to be on... I think my money's on Utgard. So it's gonna be quick. I mean, it's gonna be close. Okay, it's kind of looking like Lemuria is gonna win this, actually. Uh-oh. Okay, when these guys break into the... Does he have gnomes? Holy shit. That's kind of, like, super high value. I don't know how he got those. I wonder if that was from an event. There's a site that lets you recruit gnomes, but okay, it looks like a lot of the Lemurians are routing. Okay, but we have a route from Utgard also. Yeah, Utgard's routed. Okay. Will the slaves wake up, though? Don't think so. So this is going to be a pretty expensive loss. It was pretty close. Yeah, I think... I mean, there are a few things that probably could have done it. One is Elemental Fortitude would have really helped the slaves. And even all the masters, you know, if... Yeah, you would. I think you get rid of the severe cold penalty if you put it up and you're going to be fighting in the winter. And then with Grip of Winter up, it was pretty taxing. So it's probably worth it for each master to cast Elemental Fortitude. And then they'll all have it. And then all of or your communion slaves would have it also. So... Yeah. I think that might have been enough to make a difference. The only thing I'm not super sure about is... I guess he was... Yeah. I think he was planning on having a lot more Horde of Skeletons. I think fatigue really just got him there. So I think Elemental Fortitude would have made a huge difference in that battle. And we are kind of going slow on this turn, so I'm going to catch up. So, lot of battles here with Utgard. Here we have a battle... Wait, what the hell is this? Oh, yeah. So I had told Aretha that, hey, I cranked PD in here because I was going to ambush him with a bunch of vampires. But anyway, since we basically agreed to a ceasefire, I told him exactly how much I had, and yeah, he's going to kind of kill them. And yeah, he handles that quite well, and coming down here, Misty Mountains... And I think... Oh, where are we? Okay, so we are trying to take this, the fortress of Mitclan from Utgard. And Utgard is not giving it to us. He's got some guys in here, and oh, we're probably going to see the legendary 4 guys trying to kill a bunch of dudes. So I bet you, let's see if he does the Howl growth business here. The cool thing is, if there's some subtleties that you might not notice, this might look like a really weird formation, but what he's doing is he's putting a master and 2 of the slaves together so that he can growth them all and they'll get bigger. He's probably going to body Ethereal too. So there goes Hal, personal regeneration. Oh, so he's not wasting time with Ethereal. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Okay, we killed... yeah. So he did Dust to Dust, but missed. That was kind of fortunate for me. And Dust to Dust is just D1, so he can still do it. But he's now fatigued out. This was the Howlcaster, though, so I think Hal is still up. And he runs, and that's it. So anyway, we have taken the fortress of Mitclan, but there's not too much left here. 6,000 population. Mitclan's actually not a great capital in terms of gems. We get 1 nature, 1 astral, a blood, and a fire, and a water. So 4 gems and a slave. That's not like super great site, but anyway, I'll take it. The fortress is pretty good though. So here we go. What are we gonna do? We're gonna blood hunt apparently immediately. Right now it looks like our blood economy is around. Well, we can kind of. Well, no, we can't because I've already spent them. Let's just take a look real quick. That is about 30, 100, 200. 3. We're at about 350. So anyway, that's pretty solid. To give you a bearing, that's about 350 by turn 56. Not a record or anything, but not bad. Okay, and there's a big doom stack here still. We've got a ton of guys here. We would kind of we definitely do want to take this, but we don't want to move away from this fort because it's a ton of income. Yeah, because it's a ton of income. Anyway, so the plan is going to be basically kind of try to finish cordoning this area off from Utgard and just kill everything that comes in here. Meanwhile, we're going to, you can see we kind of have a little vampire thing going here, and we've got a fair amount of free spawn, but this is just the beginning. We're going to get this stuff kind of out of control. We've got this piece here with Erythra, which is nice. And hopefully with that we can push these guys back. Let's see what else I have for troop movement, etc. It's been a little while since I played this turn, actually, so I'm kind of having to look through. Okay, so we've got our Rune Smashers going. How many Rune Smashers do we have? Okay, we've got a few, and we've got these ancient caskets. We're building these to when we fight Lemuria so that we can hopefully pretty efficiently spam out Undead Mastery. If it works. We're going to summon allies here. Yeah, so that's basically it. We're going to be protecting this with... I actually kind of want to get their Scrotty. So the group we have moving in here is going to be doing Hellbind Heart spam at the front. And there is a decent chance this will work. The guy could come here. If he comes here, what he'll find is we're going to be doing... because this is his little... a few guys on the front. It's just he's pretty damn efficient with his raiders. So this is a little 4-person communion to do skelly spam. If he comes here though, he's gonna get in trouble, or he's gonna get munched because we got 2 guys doing magic duel, and then we're going to have Horde of Skeletons castings going off and Soul Slay. So eventually we're gonna kill them, because we've got 2 Soul Slay casters, 2 magic duel casters, which will be enough to make their communion ineffective, and then, yeah, that should work. So he's gonna either move here, we'll kill him. If he moves this way, hopefully there will be a battle with this guy. And we have him set up to basically Soul Vortex, Skeletal Body, Horde of Skeletons, Reinvigoration, Horde of Skeletons attack. We don't want to get in close where we can get dust to dusted. But what this will at least do is if his big giants run in, I think... we'll be able to survive versus them a long time with invulnerability plus Soul Vortex up. So eventually, I don't think we'll win the Skelly Spam War, but we'll see. If we don't win the Skelly Spam War, so what? I kill their front line. Am I doing any other kind of particularly important casting? Yeah, we're making our Ring of Sorcery now, and then. Yeah, I'm not doing any kind of like horror spam or anything. I don't think. No. Okay, so I think that's it for this turn and for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.